Hi, I'm Ellen. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're returning, I'm truly glad you came back. There's a moment that happens when we, as introverts, finally step away from the noise. I'm sure we've all felt it when we close our laptop after hours of back-to-back meetings, or when we finally turn off the podcast during our walk and let our mind just wander. For years, I thought these moments of seeking silence made me antisocial, maybe even lazy. But here's what neuroscientists discovered that completely changed how I see my need as an introvert for quiet. When our brain appears to be doing nothing, it's actually performing some of its most important work. That craving for silence, it's not a character flaw. It's our brain asking for what it needs to function at its best. And I hope the research behind this will make us all see our quiet nature in a completely different light. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't just theory, it's scientific proof that our introvert instincts have been right all along. Let me introduce something called the default mode network. Think of it as our brain's screensaver, but infinitely more sophisticated. When neuroscientists first discovered this network in the early 2000s, they were studying what happens in our brains during rest. What they found was revolutionary. When we're not actively focused on a task, when we're staring out the window, taking a quiet walk, or just sitting in comfortable silence, specific regions of our brain become more active, not less. This network is constantly working in the background, consolidating memories, making connections between ideas, essentially organizing our mental library. Every quiet moment we've ever craved was our brain asking for this essential maintenance time. But here's where it gets interesting for those of us who crave quiet. Research from Stanford and Harvard shows that constant stimulation, the kind our culture celebrates, actually impairs this crucial brain function. When we're always on, always consuming, always responding, we're essentially starving our brain of what it needs most. Dr. Marcus Rachel, who discovered the default mode network, found something remarkable. People who allow their minds to wander regularly show enhanced creativity and better problem-solving abilities. Those quiet moments we crave, they're not empty spaces waiting to be filled. They're when our most innovative thinking happens. While others see our need for silence as withdrawal, science sees it as optimization. We're not avoiding life. We're preparing to engage with it more fully. There's something almost magical about what happens during these quiet interludes. Research has also revealed that during periods of reduced external stimulation, our hippocampus, the brain's memory center, actually replays the day's experiences, strengthening important memories, discarding unnecessary information. This is why we might have our best insights in the shower, or why solutions to problems suddenly appear during a peaceful walk. Our introvert instinct to seek processing time isn't just preference, it's optimization. We're giving our brain the space it needs to make sense of everything we've absorbed. Every time we've felt guilty for needing alone time, we're actually honoring our brain's most sophisticated processes. Perhaps most validating of all is the research on what scientists call strategic rest. Studies from MIT and Carnegie Mellon found that people who take regular breaks, true breaks, without stimulation, consistently outperform those who push through without pause. Their decision-making improves, their creativity soars, and ironically, they accomplish more in less time. The world tells us that constant engagement equals success, but our brains know a different truth. Those moments when we need to step back, to process, to simply Be quiet. They're not signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom. Every time we felt guilty for needing space to think, we were actually honoring our most sophisticated mental processes. Our quiet strength isn't something to apologize for. It's something to celebrate. So the next time someone questions our need for quiet time, or we feel guilty for craving space to think, remember this: we're not being antisocial or unproductive. We're honoring one of the most sophisticated systems in our brain. Our preference for pause isn't a limitation, it's a superpower. While others fill every moment with noise and activity, we instinctively know that the most profound growth happens in the spaces between. We understand that silence isn't empty, it's full of possibility. We must trust our need for quiet, protect our thinking time, and know that every moment we spend in peaceful reflection isn't time away from our life. It's time that makes everything else in our life more vivid, more meaningful, and more uniquely ours. Because sometimes the most revolutionary thing we can do in a noisy world is simply listen to the silence. Our brains have been trying to tell us something important all along. It's time to trust what it's been whispering. You're not alone in this. You're part of a community of deep thinkers who understand that in a world constantly talking, our ability to listen, truly listen, is our greatest strength. What moments of silence have given you your greatest insights? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Until next time, let's embrace the beautiful quiet of our minds. Thanks for being here. I hope this helped, even in some small way. If it did, maybe stay with me a little longer. This next video might help even more.